According to the scientists, there have been about 100 billion people on the earth from the very beginning. 100 billion people. On the day of judgment, everybody will be resurrected. Kullu nafsin dha'iqatul maut. Every soul shall taste of death, and everyone will be resurrected. And the prophet said, the first one to be dressed on Yawm al-Qiyamah is Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. When I used to be a Christian, I read something in the Bible that I found in the Quran, that God did take Abraham as a friend. Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, said, one prayer in my masjid is better than 1,000 prayers in any other masjid except Masjid Haram. And that prayer, one prayer in Masjid Haram, is better than 100,000 prayers in any other masjid. Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam is someone special. And the Prophet said, I am the da'wah to Abi Ibrahim. I am the answer to the supplication of my father Abraham. That's his father. Every Muslim that prays every day never makes a prayer except he mentions Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam in his prayer. Why did the Prophet say, Dhaka Ibrahim? I found one verse in the Quran, and when we tested Abraham with some tests, he passed every test. We here, Muslims in America, 5 million, 6 million, 7 million, are tested every day. Blessed be in him in whose hand is the dominion of the heavens and the earth. I created death and life to test you to see who is best in conduct. Just serve the people. Don't try to be the leader. Just serve the people and Allah will elevate you. We're not going to win over the people by what we say. We're going to win over the people by what we do. Let me tell you something about Muslims that you probably don't know. There's some 350,000 Muslims in the prisons of the United States. Some of them converted while in prison, like Malcolm. Some of them were Muslims who made a mistake. But what you probably don't know, every year, between 35,000 and 40,000 inmates take Shahada and become Muslims. All over America, you see signs of Islam growing. Right here in Chicago, you remember Dr. Ahmed Saka? Rahimullah, you remember him? He told me that when he came from Lebanon and came here to Chicago, he said the first Eid prayer, there were 3 people, him and 2 other brothers. Now, you see Eid prayer in Chicago, 5,000 people here, 15,000 people there. And you want to hear something remarkable? In Birmingham, United Kingdom, last year, they had Eid prayer in a park. In Birmingham, United Kingdom, Eid prayer in a park. And you know how many people prayed Eid prayer in Birmingham, United Kingdom? 140,000 Muslims. Everywhere you go, you see the sign of Islam. New York City, my city, 1,300,000 Muslims, over 400 masjids, 35 full-time Muslim schools. You see the growth of Islam everywhere you go. Muslims buying churches, Muslims buying synagogues and filling them up. But despite that, we still have some trials and some difficulties. So what's the message? When you go back home, I want to give you a hint. The Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, was humble. How many of you love Allah? Raise your hand. How many of you think that Allah loves you? Raise your hand. May Allah make it happen. May you love Allah, may Allah love you. But Allah puts it in the Quran in this way. قُلْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِي يُحْبِبْكُمُ اللَّهُ وَيَغْفِرْ لَكُمْ ذُنُوبَكُمْ وَاللَّهُ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. Say. If you really love Allah as you claim, then Allah told the Prophet to say, follow me. And if you follow me, Allah will love you and forgive you your sins. Yes, we got a lot of work to do. We're going back home. And let me give you one more, if you're not convinced yet, of the humility of the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, because if you understood him, you would know he's always deferring to some other prophet. For instance, someone asked the Prophet, Men akramun nas, who is the most honorable of people? He could have said, Ana, me. But he didn't say me, he said Yusuf, Nabiullah, Ibn Nabiullah, Ibn Nabiullah, Ibn Khalilullah. The most honorable is Yusuf, a prophet, and the son of a prophet, and the grandson of a prophet, and the great-grandson of a prophet. People will be judged by Allah on Yawm al-Qiyamah. And the angel will say, Man anta, who are you? Ana Muhammad. And the angel will say, because of you, I was commanded not to let anyone into Jannah before you. That's our Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him. But we can't just talk about him unless we emulate him. Charles Caleb said, imitation is the sincerest of flattery. You want to flatter someone, then you imitate them. Men tashabba bi qawmin fahuwa minhum, the Prophet said, whoever imitates a people of them. I don't want to be like nobody except Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And if we be like Muhammad, we would change this society. Finally, I say this. One day, Yawm al-Jum'ah, Imam is preparing his khutbah, his sermon. And he had a problem. His problem was that his wife decided to go shopping and leave their 5-year-old son home with the Imam. So the wife, she left. The Imam went and got a magazine, and he started thumbing through the pages of the magazine until he found what he's looking for. He saw a picture of the map of the world, and he tore the picture into little pieces. And he said to his son, son, I'm going to give you a puzzle. If you get this puzzle right, I'll give you $1. And the son said, okay. And the Imam worked on the sermon. He said, I got rid of him. In a couple of minutes, the son comes back with the map of the world perfectly put together. All the oceans, the rivers, the trees, the nations, everything perfectly put together. And the Imam is puzzled. He said, you're 5 years old, son. How you do that? He said, Dad, it was easy. Because he was looking on the other side of the map of the world, and there was a picture of a man, and he put the man together. His father gave him $1 and said, son, thank you for giving me my sermon for today. Put the man together and the world will automatically come together. We got a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do. Wallahi, I have faith in you. But be confident, be humble, keep our eyes focused on Quran and the prophetic hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah bless Mass and all of our Muslim organizations. Let us work together for Allah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.